And we unlocked another thing. Attack on the manor. Complete area 100. You know what? You know what? You know what? Chicken butt. Look, we're kind of behind. We're kind of behind a little bit if we stop and think about it. So we're gonna race through this one too. We're gonna race through this one too. Simply because we can. But yeah, I don't. I'm with them on moving stuff around doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Think about where you want to put it. Put it there. Bought one and stuck it on a Zaka. I think I couldn't go wrong. Yeah, but yeah, you're never gonna. Well, they've said that Justin said he's going to consider doing a pigment dismantle with the next emergence event. But yeah, I don't know. The problem is people start to min max that stuff and move them around all the time, and yeah. I've never been ended up being able to remove the DPS pigment from the rack. I didn't want to. I just wanted to remove the legendaries. I wanted to leave the pigment because he was once a DPS, and I wanted that there as a sign of of what he once was. Yeah. Well, so Billiam, tanking pigments do turn bad when you take damage over time based on your health. Don't use that tank. Well, you shouldn't use that tank in that kind of adventure. But also, your tank also has a health item. You want to turn that power off too? Like, no, you're putting a permanent boost onto a champion. Accept the pros and the cons. But yeah, you do want to. Yeah, because you want to min max everything. But that's not how the game should be played. Um, there are other ways to get through those overall damage things, and it's not with tanks with lots of health. The dev safe crits are supposed to set, but I heard both. I heard yes and I heard no. I think it's yes. The problem is we're seeing crits. There's things that are critting that aren't basic attacks, and only basic attacks set Bud. So it's super confusing for us looking at it because we don't have anything telling us what's actually like what's doing the damage, what's critting. Um, and so it makes it look broken. I've ranted on that before. Well, Raflin, I get that point of view, but what you have to think about is the fact that there are lots of people. They ran into this problem in their last game, Crusaders of the Lost Idols, where you could shuffle power around, and basically what it meant is people just shuffled power around. The best way to play would just to be constantly moving power from one group of champions to the next, and they don't want that. They want you to invest in a champion, and that's the investment. And unless they rework that champion to change how that champion works, they don't want you moving that power. They want you to invest in a champion, and you know, the argument is maybe don't go all in on one champion. Maybe spread your power around. That's the more efficient way to play. Otherwise, you get kind of pigeonholed, and maybe you create bad situations for yourself. That's the game they want to create. Is you're investing in champions, and they keep that power forever, unless they get reworked. Like they've even said they want to get rid of the whole concept of legendary dismantles. They want to rework legendaries into something where why would you want to move it? Or you wouldn't move it around. It benefits you no matter what. Like they want that kind of system. Well, Lurking Raider, not just that, but you can tank like with Krydle. Krydle's a dodge tank, so he doesn't build health, but he still avoids all incoming damage for a very long time. And then you could have now Gale and Turiel. They're in the same slot, but that means for different variants restrictions, you could have either Gale or Turiel being an anti-tank, and there you covered 2 tank slots between Krydle and one of those anti-tanks. And then yes, lots of shields. Lots of shields. Um, so yeah, I usually when there's the trials with the dot damage, I do Krydle up front with 1 health tank. Usually you can get away with 1 health tank. And then I use Krydle to dodge, but you could also use either Gale or Turiel. And then I use a shielder. And honestly, sometimes Shaka's shields got way better. Shaka on his own is usually enough to keep me fine. But the other option, I used to use Dungeon Master with his tiny little pitiful shields, and it still worked long enough to get through the areas. The issue that comes is when you don't have enough damage to just be plowing through stuff, and you're sitting for a while on those areas. You're gonna die. Um, but the more the damage can go into the shields and not into health, the better off you are. So Andreas is huge for that. If Andreas isn't restricted out, Calliope's big with her ultimate, and then Shaka after that, and Dungeon Master at the bottom. Because the key is making it so that 10% of your health, the 10% damage, the shield is way more than the shield is like 100 or 200% of your health. So any of the damage just comes out of the shields and never gets to the health. Calliope and Antreus are the ones that can go super high above health max. Antreus more than Calliope, technically, but whether you can get Antreus that high or not is a whole other thing. Nice, Rod. Congrats on splitting the party. Now you just want to make sure that you drop that Modron core into the party you're actively using, so it can level up. Okay, we're going to go a few minutes long while we finish this. And then we'll have knocked out, what, 6? Oh, this doesn't tell me here. Let's go to guide quests. It's such a mess. There we go. We've got, we'll have 6 stuff with it. Nice. We'll only need 9 more. And with our speed potions, we should be able to fly through them. You ended up at 1885 in Caddy Alone Tier 4. Nice. You're getting off Mad Wizard for gem farming. Your androids is finally gaining gems. Nice. Hashtag Bruner lives. Hashtag Bruner lives. Roots of Lermlurch got it. Nice. I'm gonna go buy another. Gold chest because can't stop, won't stop. Huge potion of speed. See, this is the worst I could get because this just encourages me to keep buying gold chests. Oh my gosh. That's the worst. It's the best, and that makes it the worst because now I just want to keep buying gold chests. Oh, for 20k day over to 60, yeah, yeah. And you can thank when you Billion when you run into Lediath next, thank Lediath for their research into standard gem farming because they're the one that really went in and did a lot of tests on the difference between Mad Wizard, Cursed Farmer, and Roots of Loom Lurge. Yeah. Um, and so I am repeating their research because they took the time to go in and do the runs. So yeah, Roots of Loom Lurge is the gem farm, folks. If you're wondering, if for people who aren't going to Briv gem farm, who aren't going to Briv gem farm, uh, you're just going to use speed champions. You're not going to worry about the whole stacks thing. You're gonna use other champions that go fast and soak up gems. Where do I Briv gem farm? In my main account, I do it on Everlasting Rime in Icewind Dale. Before I did it on in Excavating History in Sword Coast, but now I'm in Everlasting Rime. Isby, welcome. Where should I spend my time? Main event or story? During the event, you want to do event stuff for as long as you can, as much event stuff as you can. Um, let me get. Hold on. There's. Oh, did I link the new? I bet I didn't. Oh, I did. I did. Awesome. Greengrass 2024 here. So there's a post directly about the event stuff, like tips on with some basic information for the events and what to do. Also, the one Lurking Rider had the bot link was my new player reference, but that's more for walking through the regular campaign stuff. And I think there is probably statements in there about go do events when they pop up, but those two, the green grass stuff is where you kind of want to be right now. You want to unlock your champions and do like tier 1 of the content. Don't worry about tier 2 and beyond. The key is getting favor. There's conversations about that in those two different links. But the event, because the event's only around for 10 more days, so you want to grab what you can. That's the big deal. Is at least unlocking each of the champions that you can pick up. Make sure you're grabbing your spring celebration chest every day. That kind of stuff. But yeah, events are the main delivery system of new champions for you, so that you can collect champions. And champions are, the event champions are way stronger than those core champions you start with. So you definitely want to pick them up. All right, we're almost done with this. We're almost done with this. All right, this is going to be the end of this. This will be the end of the streams for the weekend. I'll be back on Monday. Be back on Monday for Idle Chatter, where we will continue all of this. Monday, noon, Pacifically speaking. Noon, Pacifically speaking. And we will get back to rocking through Waterdeep, prepping for unlocking Vajra. We're trying to get our 15 adventures done and save up 2,500 gems, which I swear I will do. Look, I just earned 200 more. Look, I just earned 200 more. And we unlocked another node, so we're on Nibble Escape now. That's where we'll pick